Hello, fellow artists. I thought, since it's taken me so long to come up with episode 7 of my book treatments, I thought I would pop this video of me working on a mixed media piece. I sped it up just a little bit so that it wouldn't be boring, you know? But I love working like this. I don't think about what I'm doing, I just do it. And it's a funny thing because when I rewatch, like this video, I always see stuff that I didn't see when I was working. And I always feel like I want to reach in and do that. What it takes to. It's really freeing to work like this. Not thinking, just playing with shapes and shadows and just feeling the feel of the brush in my hands and feeling each stroke on the paper. And so the drawing began with, excuse me, the eyes, and it has turned into this. Now it still needs a lot of value, unless I want that face to disappear. Although that could be pretty cool, just like the way it was. But when I have the instinct that I want to work on it, I just keep working on it. And I stop. I can't figure out how to explain it to you, because that's the famous question, right? People always ask, how do you know when to stop? Well, for one thing, if I get to a point where I like the way it looks, then I stop. And then when I come back to the table and see it, I can determine if I like what I see, and I feel like I want to leave it because it pleases my eye, makes me feel something on the inside. That's when I stop. And it's hard to do because I just like to keep going and going, building up the layers. It's real hard to stop. So sometimes I put these things away, and I'll find them months, years later. And not having seen them for a while makes me see stuff that I hadn't seen previously. I love the black ink with the rust. It's funny that the rust pieces came out almost like photographs. Those railroad spikes, I had tied string around, twine, I thought I could dye that string and use it in my art. Now I'm building up her face. I don't know how much of a mess I'm going to make to her face. Sometimes I layer up where you can barely see the face. And there's me writing backwards. I think usually my work well, it usually is. It's definitely an outlet for my anxiety or sadness or even anger. Whatever I'm making kind of ends up kind of expressing the mood I'm feeling. Yeah, there's quite a few stops in here I'm thinking, wow, I wish I left that alone. But for me, it's all about exploration, and I don't let what my ego wants to do get in the way of my playtime. When I started kindergarten, the first time I was allowed at the easel to paint, it blew my mind. I remember the teacher putting a little apron on me and tying it in the back. And then she took me over to the easel and all the paints were there. And she let me go to it. Well, I got a little irritated when she came and tapped me on the shoulder. So the next kid could have their turn. I was like, what? You just put me here. I haven't even started. And then I looked back at the painting and I was like, holy cow. I had totally lost track of time. Pretty much went right into the zone as the paintbrush hit the paper. It was odd. It was like being absent. And so I realized, wow, can't believe I painted this whole thing. It's like I totally lost sense of time when I was working. I love rolling the paper like that, so what's on the inside will be pressed onto the paper. And I keep seeing stuff that I could bring out. And I think this was a good time to introduce another color. I love that color. It's so much fun to press the paper down and see what the paper picked up. And so I didn't stop because I was so focused on doing this painting that everything else just disappeared. Wasn't worried about anything. I was just like, what if I do this? What if I use this color? What if I use the water soluble? Oh heck, I can't remember what they're called. Oh, let me see, I have one. The Lyra water soluble graphite. So I draw with them, and then I can spritz them with water, and it makes the word run. It's pretty cool. And I have no expectations when I'm working like this. It's simply therapy for my head. It's like a physical meditation because I can clear my mind through the process of being focused on what I'm doing. It's just a different kind of meditation because really, I'm not really letting my mind quiet. I mean, it does get quiet, but I think when I'm looking at these things and working on them, I'm totally in the zone. So I'm not thinking about stuff, just the what ifs of what if I do this? And I just keep it rolling. Until too much, like the thing will get muddy. But I'm starting to, as I paint more like this, I'm starting to realize what the stopping point is. And that's usually because the thing got too dark or too much black, which I love black. It's really cool, contrasting color. Sorry about the squeaks, it's my chair. I can't stay still. And see, look, that looks on the bottom, looks like a wall. So I don't give up. I'm like, man, I'm having a good time. And look at how the paint is going on to the other portions. I see a house on the right. Pushed it away and now you can't see it, but you can rewind if you want to see it. Oh, there it was. It starts to look like landscape to me. But since I'm not thinking about it, I'm not thinking about what I'm drawing. It just kind of, the hand does what it wants to do. It's like an exercise for the arms. And there is a degree of meditation to this because it is a relief to work like this. So here I go, dabbing on some of my favorite gesso. The great equalizer is what I call it. And I like playing with the gesso, like mixing in water or different colors. And matte medium too. Anything that will thin it a little so that I can get kind of a translucent quality. So some of the stuff can show through. I can entertain myself for hours doing this. I hope you have enjoyed watching me work on this. I appreciate your support. And I'd appreciate if you let me know in the comments if you like this kind of video, because I do like making these. I hope you will subscribe to my newsletter, and I'm working on it. But I will start sending an email out newsletter once a month, hopefully, or once every 3 months. I think that would be better, quarterly. So subscribe, and thank you. Thank you for your support, for being here. I really appreciate y'all.